the studio that Maresca has offered his best to Chelsea and everybody has seen it.
Or maybe that your star player is just not good enough and you want him out.
I honestly thought I'd seen it all over the years, but an empty net.
You are a failure. You can never make it.
Then join us in Diamond Fan Zone every Friday from 7 p.m. where you grab the chance to rant and banter on radio. Diamond Fan Zone, giving the fans their voice.
Good evening, sport fans, and it's 2 minutes past the hour of 7 from our studios at Diamond 88.7 FM, your shiny supreme radio station. We are here again. It's that show, Diamond Sport Fan Zone, gives you the opportunity to share your own views about what you think is happening with your club side. If you want to rant, you want to banter, it is allowed. Everything is allowed on the show. But guess what? It's a full house. The guys are here, seated gallantly with their full chest. Even some that you would not expect to be here are here, and they are gallant, all ready to obviously dive into the conversation. You know, every Friday, Diamond Sport Fan Zone comes to you on this darling frequency, Diamond 88.7 FM, right here in the beautiful city of Ilorin, the capital of Kwara State, North Central Federal Republic of Nigeria, by 7 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. So it's 45 minutes of talking non-stop, everything happening in the world of sports. You can join the conversation. Number to call remain the same: 0913 655 6952. 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. There seems to be a lot to discuss on the show this evening. So let me quickly go through the top things that happened during the week. None other than having the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Europa League, the UEFA Conference League. For the Blues fans, you can be happy. I'm covering your teams too. And also what happened in terms of the press conferences we saw today in the top leagues in Europe. Let's tell you that Arsenal are not going to be in the final of the UEFA Champions League. Not just Arsenal, but FC Barca too will not be in the final of the UEFA Champions League. Let me also confirm to you from Ilorin that Inter Milan and also Paris Saint-Germain would be, they call them right now the English team killers, would be in the final of the UEFA Champions League. Let's also go to UEFA Europa League. For Athletic Bilbao, the dream to play the final at the San Mamés Stadium. Well, you know what? The dream has been crushed. By who? By the guys coming from the Theatre of Dreams themselves, Manchester United. That's a confirmation that the Red Devils, despite having a poor season, will be in the final of the UEFA Europa League. And also, you can say the same thing to Chelsea, who would also be in the final of the UEFA Conference League, but this time around they'll be facing a decent side led by Anthony and Isco in the final of the Conference League. Let me also confirm to you, Tottenham fans, I didn't omit you. I actually left that to the last one to tell you that Tottenham are also through to the final of the UEFA Europa League. These are the events of things that happened during the week. A bit about what happened in the press conference. Mikel Arteta seems agitated. He was asked about being clear in terms of what Arsenal can do when it comes to transfer and signing a striker. And the Spaniard says, I want all the top strikers in the world. If you can get me 3, no problem. I want them. Are you saying I'm not clear enough in January? They've always been clear. Also, we have it from our man, Talking about former Liverpool midfielder Xabi Alonso, it's confirmed that he would be saying his goodbyes to Bayer Leverkusen by the start of next season. Probably by the start of the Club World Cup, he would be the new coach of Real Madrid. Let's also confirm to you that though it happened a few days ago, Trent Alexander-Arnold have also confirmed that he would be leaving Liverpool. There seems to be a lot to discuss. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the show. Let's welcome ourselves into the show. To my far right is Muthio Yusuf. Good morning to you. The man you all know as Turaro. Good evening. It's nice to have you join me again in the studio, Muthio.
Good evening, Yemi. It is always a good feeling to be back on the show.
Always a good feeling. Tishe is also back here, the big Arsenal fan. Good evening to you, Tishe.
Good evening, Yemi. Good evening, Yemi. It's another Friday to talk about football.
And we have the Manchester United fan with a low-key profile, Fahad. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
You think I will not know? I will find you out. Don't worry. That's what I'm good at. Finding people out. You know?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening.
You should be happy.
Sports. Yeah, I'll definitely happy.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the show. And guys, this is where we are going to start from. I've received a lot of banters, but that's not even my problem. Let's start from home. Kwara United, they lost over the weekend. They are in the semi-final of the Federations Cup, the one we all know in Nigeria as our own FA Cup. And there've been a lot of calls that Coach Tunde should be sacked. Let me start from Sturaro. What do you think about that? You think Coach Tunde should be asked come the end of the season? So I'm feeling Kwara that he has not met the objective.
First, good evening once again. But I think I'll start with a question. What are the objectives laid down for Coach Tunde?
I will answer you with what I
before he took charge.
What did GM and also what the club have been saying in writing.
You know what? I was there.
Both of them.
I was there. At the press conference. I was there.
Not even a press conference.
I was
he
there.
has said it in every corner that the objective this season is to get to the continent.
No, I mean the press conference that they had before immediately. About 2-3 weeks before the start of the season. I was there. It was there in Ilorin, and I was there.
And they said, what was the objective then?
Badawi clearly said the objective for the team is to make it to the continent. I understand that perfectly well. But before then, it doesn't lie with the coaching crew alone. You know, you take a look at the team that we currently parade. I will say, and I will say that with all of my chest, that Kwara United at this moment, they are punching way above their weight. Why do I say so? Look at the position. Look at their position on the.
Are you saying they should keep Coach Tunde? Is that what you're saying?
Of course, yes. Why wouldn't you?
Because he has made a lot of record in getting into the semi-final of the Federations Cup.
In the past 2 decades, we have always been participating in the Federations Cup, where was our best position finish.
But some that brought us
this is a Kwara United side. Yes, we can wax lyrical all we want. We can be hopeful of everything that we want. But we know that this team, if you place them side by side with other teams competing in this league, we are not on their level. We just have to be sincere with ourselves. Look at the quality of this team. It doesn't match up with other side. I saw Remo Stars when they came to Ilorin. I saw what they did. I saw a lot of football teams, that are way better than
the coach also will not agree, because most of his press conference he have always been saying about the way the boys play, the performance, what they do. And for those that are calling for him not to be the coach next season, you want to understand them, because they are also looking at in terms of the objective given to him and in terms of the finances given to Kwara United from the state government.
You and I know
it's
that
one of the best in the country.
If your coach is facing the camera and talking down his own player, it will affect them psychologically. And you know that as a coach, the best thing that you can do for yourself.
So you are saying Kwara should forgive him? He has failed the objective.
I do not think
but he has gotten to the team final.
Failed.
Just forget about it.
Look at the quality of the team. He has not failed.
He built your team.
Which team?
I would like to chip in something.
I'm going for a minute, for a second. Yaya Ibrahim, since the second match of the season, he has been playing every match since the second match of the season till this moment.
Did I build the team for him?
Because he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough quality. And he is not saddled with
that team has how many players? According to what you have found, how many players the Kwara United has?
You and I know that. They can come here and mention 50 players. You know the number of players that they have. You know, you and I know.
How many? Me, I don't know. Let me hear you, Tishi.
Yeah, I would say before we start, pointing fingers at Tunde Sonny or whoever needs to be sacked, I'll say, there needs to be a meeting from both, from
meeting
the top, from the top. I'm talking about the people in the club now, the organizations. Let them know. Let them go back to the drawing board. Let them see
Which drawing board?
before they sack anybody. Let them know.
The white marker.
Let them know where
because the management have told us. He said it when they want to start the season that this team that we assemble is good enough for the continent. The coach was there. He didn't say no, right?
He was there.
I can also confirm to you that the general manager also told us at Diamond FM that they are going to be competing for the continent. When they wrote their persistent story,
now that they are 13th on the
exactly, and that's why some people are saying
there needs to be justifications for all of this.
Don't be deceived by getting to the semi-final.
I'm just trying to be reticent because this is a team that I know to an extent very well. So there are little things that there are some nuances that I have to excuse myself not mentioning on radio. But as much as I know,
so
I know
all those things
that understand. So all those things that happened on that day, it is just for the fun of it. We know
all those things that you know right now are the reasons why we should forgive a coach that did not make any.
The fact that we are not battling relegation at this moment is even a win for Coach Tunde.
So you think he has had a successful season?
Of course, he has had it. He has had a very, very successful.
I mean, also being in the semi-final of the Federations Cup is, I think, they have the chances of winning it. So I mean, the chances are still out there.
Some will say the only top team.
Can we flash back to the players that we recruited before the season started?
Some will say that the only top team we played in our ITO journey, is it still ITO? Sorry, the Federations Cup journey is it Akwa United that we defeated in the quarterfinal?
Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't take away the fact that if they end up winning it, they won't be crowned winners, regardless of the team they played against. They are still going to be winners if they win.
Football is a result-oriented sport actually, and if the results are not coming in, then someone has to take the fall. And the person that has to take the fall right here is the coach, honestly. Because
so you think he should be sacked?
I'm not saying he should be sacked. I'm not saying.
But that's get to the continent. He did not get to the.
But then they are still in the semi-final. They are in the semi-final of the President's Federation.
That's not part of the objective.
Let me simplify this. At the time this season in the English Premier League, I just want to make a comparison. I listened to Adeyemi and he said that with what they have done, they hope to make it to the continent. Now, at the end of the season, if Adeyemi Bournemouth side didn't make it to the continent, would we call
as
it
a communicator? When I'm looking at your statement, his own statement is we hope to. During the season, looking at how they are performing, right? We hope to. That means they didn't plan to. We hope to. But this was told us that with our planning and investments, our objective is to get to the continent.
If you look at
that means he was pretty confident and sure that.
Exactly, that's what the management told us.
If you look at Bournemouth,
what they are giving to the coach.
It would have been better for me to leave this discussion to the team.
No, like, you know what? Let's just hold the same.
I mean, I understand the point. I understand.
Let's just
where you're coming from, but
recruiting Ismail Gata. They were recruiting Suraj Ayelesho.
Are they not players? Suraj Ayelesho is an experienced goalkeeper in the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Good for you.
This is the same goalkeeper that has experience in Kano Pillars.
Good for them.
These are the same goalkeepers that once in a time in this state, some people have criticized some coordinated management for allowing those players to play outside the town and doing well. Yes or no? All of a sudden they are playing coordinated, not good players anymore. You know what? I will leave the rest to the fans.
They say coaches get employed to get sacked too. I mean,
I will leave the rest to the fans. Let's dive into what is happening in Europe from one coach to another coach. One thing that is clear right now is Mikel Arteta will be going another season, about 5 full seasons as Arsenal coach right now. Will be going trophyless. Should he also be sacked? Yes or no? Number one, as it justified when you commensurate it with the investment that Arsenal have given to him for the past 5 years, what he has given them to be competing, finishing second every year, is it a justification to the investment Arsenal has given to him for the last 5 full seasons? Let's forget that 2 games or 3 games that you play to win FA Cup right now. We are talking about the full season. Now the guys are keeping quiet. None of them is bringing the mark.
The thing is, if you look at the Arsenal side, there's still a bunch of young guys. There's still a bunch of young guys.
I won't say they're a bunch of young guys.
Come on. They're not as experienced as any other team that they've been facing when it comes to winning the title. Is the league you're talking about now, right? If you look at the Manchester
trophies, major trophy. I didn't say league.
Is
major trophy.
I think one thing.
That's the only reason I didn't say anything. So I will allow Tisha to.
Okay, I'll continue talking here. So if you look at the teams that they've been facing when it comes to battling with the Premier League now, and they've
Carabao
gone
Cup,
no
FA
I said
Cup.
Premier League now.
No, I'm just telling you major trophies.
Yeah. Oh, Carabao has been counted as a major trophy now.
Is it not
a
major trophy?
Carabao has been counted as a major
trophy. You know my problem with many of us is that there is no one clear definition of what a major trophy is. It is just the thought of so many people that doesn't even have the authority
because
of the
when
the
Arsenal won the Carabao Cup,
because the
people
only
were
problem
saying nice
about these trophies,
Man U won is they are saying yeah it is.
So I do not understand where we are coming from. So I will just say that
Newcastle won is they held the parade. So
calm down. That Mikel Arteta has gone 5 full seasons without a trophy. It's a disinformation.
Without a major trophy.
What is a major trophy? That's the problem.
Thing.
What is a major trophy? I just want to
see. Major trophies are trophies you compete for during the season. Okay. These are trophies that it has weight that you win. You said weight. Okay. You from bragging right with it.
Manchester United used this Carabao Cup as a bragging right against Arsenal again. Was it last season?
Yemi,
forget
by that definition.
Okay.
The UEFA Super Cup is never a major trophy.
It is a major trophy.
How? You don't compete during the season,
It is.
And you play just only a single match, so it doesn't count as a major trophy.
It is a major trophy.
How?
It is a major trophy.
Then the Finalissimas too should be a major trophy. If the Finalissimas should be a major trophy.
So go and tell Lionel Messi that he's not a major trophy.
I'm sorry, what are you not saying?
Go and tell Lionel Messi that Finalissima is not a major trophy. I know where you're going to. I want you to go there yourself. I want you to go there yourself.
Me and you cannot sit here and go against what either of football and association.
I want you to go there yourself.
The UEFA in Europe make a decision or even proclaim.
You have not even answered the question. No.
I will answer the question.
You have not answered the question.
I will answer it.
No problem.
That's why I actually sat back. Because I know that immediately I decided to make a comment, things like this will happen. Because
no, continue.
We have always had this discussion.
No problem.
Until
I'm giving you the floor. That's why we are here.
Until someone comes here and tell us either of FIFA, UEFA, or even the FA has recognized a particular trophy as a major trophy, and the other one
and you think they've
not.
You think consistent, even from the way the players and the coaches behave in every trophy. You think you have not shown that one is bigger than the other?
Oh, of course, yes. Trophy is bigger than the other.
So what are you not saying?
The problem that I'm having, let me be clear with this.
Be clear because I want you to get there.
The problem I'm having with you is that
not with me,
with you and many others.
Okay.
Is that you believe because this trophy is bigger than the other, the one is a major, the other is not. Where does that definition come from?
Go to where you are going to. I've just said Carabao Cup is a major trophy.
And I've mentioned it to you that this information to say that Arteta has not won a trophy in 5 years.
I think
clear this information.
Which trophy are you talking about?
He has won Community Shield twice in 5 years. In 5 years. So you can sit here, you can be sat there and mention that UEFA Super Cup is a major trophy, but
you know what? Should we start?
Should we start?
Let me. I'm still in the air right now. Okay. I've not landed.
Okay, no problem.
To answer your question, you said should Mikel Arteta be sacked? Now I'll go back to the issue of his squad still being young guys. They still don't have the experience. They say it's not by how much you fall in, it's by how much you rise. So they still need experience in that team. The team is relying on a 24, 25-year-old Bukayo Saka to score and assist in every match, and that is not. A 25-year-old is still a young guy compared to a 30-year-old guy.
He's not 25. He should be 23. Saka is not 25. Saka is not 25.
But okay, that's even still younger than what I expected him to be. He's 23 years. You expect a 23-year-old boy to either score or assist in every game. There's no other attacking outlets in the team. It has to tell on the experience of the team. So I mean, if like the coach have said, if they built on that, I mean, the better days are still ahead.
For Mikel Arteta, I think one thing Mikel Arteta has been missing is the services of a top number 9 actually. Because if you look at it, there's no striker. They are using Merino. They've been using Merino for a very long time. We all know Mikel Merino is not a striker actually. And if you look at also Gabriel Martinelli, I think they need these are times that Gabriel Martinelli should not be a starter at Arsenal, honestly. Because if you are playing Martinelli as a starter, then you're not ready to win any trophy, honestly. If Martinelli is your starter,
coming from a Manchester United fan.
I have to be sincere. I think if you ask me, I think Arsenal have had a failure of a season. I'll be very sincere.
Why?
Yeah.
Because starting this season, the belief at Arsenal, the belief of even within their fans, is that they are starting this season to win the Premier League at least. So, and again, you have done the same thing for the past pre-season. It means there is not that clear-cut progress that you expect. Even when you consider the intervention from the board, the fact that they are not getting the right profile, the right players, does not mean they have not invested in the past. So for me, I think it's a failure of the season. But then I would say that it doesn't solely lies with Mikel Arteta. Because we were all there during the January transfer season. I mean, a window. He was literally begging the board that he needed a striker, and they didn't provide him one. In fact, at the time, he said they need all the leg that they can get, and he did it even. He was not even given one. So I would say that the failure is not about Mikel Arteta alone, but then the bug is still on his table. So he has had.
I think for the January transfer window, I've been very critical of Mikel Arteta, but for the January transfer window, I would excuse him just like he said, because I obviously some reporters he told them get Watkins in January. And you're building for Watkins towards the end of the transfer window.
That January window was also a period. It was also a period where Arsenal didn't have a director of football. They didn't have a technical director. So he has
an assistant.
I think
he has an assistant working with him before he left.
I think at this moment you cannot mention all of that as excuses for them.
No, I'm not mentioning it as excuses. I'm just shedding more light into what you are saying.
Has he underperformed in terms of the investment they've given to him? They've given to Mikel Arteta in these 5 years or 6 years under review. Has he underperformed Mikel Arteta?
Well, in terms of trophies, I'll say he has definitely underperformed
in terms of winning trophies. Yes,
definitely
he has.
But if you look at when it comes to the gameplay at Arsenal has changed. I think he has brought Arsenal from that level. I think if you look at a lot of things in Premier League, when they want to face Arsenal before Mikel Arteta came, if there wasn't this fear going to Emirates Stadium, but now when they want to face Arsenal there's now this fear. We are playing against Arsenal. So I think Mikel Arteta, he has kind of changed the direction Arsenal.
If you ask me, I think this season tops all of these failure that we are discussing. If you ask me last season, if you ask me maybe 2 seasons ago, just last season, because I believe that 2022-2023 season, you only brought in Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, and all of us, maybe a majority of us, before the start of that season, we were only thinking Arsenal, we're going to be fighting for the top 4.
Exactly.
But he proved us wrong. So I can't even mention that season for him. But from last
that's
season,
like overachievement.
Yes, he actually overperformed. But from last season to this season, he has been a failure. No doubt about that. And if you look at the investments, they were there. Yes, they are not recruiting
for like 3 seasons.
For
that's not more.
But they are investing.
No, some of this, why I've been very critical of him. Some of these players, it has been Arteta's demand. I can go from Kai Havertz to Mikel Merino. He's trying to create a version.
But that does not mean I'm campaigning for him to get sacked.
So the question should be right now: what do you think? What do you think Arsenal need to do before you not look at Mikel Arteta and say go? Because I have to ask a question. A Manchester United fan understand when they have what's this from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was also competing. Don't forget, he brought Manchester United from a mess. Jose Mourinho got them to. Yes, he was winning trophy, but that last season, Manchester United was truly in a mess. 4 good seasons and they were competing, playing good football. But guess what? We all sat down here and demanded trophy from that man in 4 years. And it was judged based on not winning trophy. I think it was about 4 years.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was.
I think two and
Is
a
it
half.
2.5?
He actually signed, I think, a 3 or 4 year contract.
Exactly. So just to, and we were demanding, and I'm sure even the Arsenal fans were very critical of it.
You know why he was.
And
like,
guess what?
At the time, Watford were beating Manchester United.
That match.
At the time, I think it was that time. Liverpool defeated them. I think 5-0 or something, or Man City. So at that time, you do not have excuse.
Yeah, they lost to Tottenham too. So
you know what? They got to that side. They got to that side because of the ambition of finding a trophy. That was what got them to there.
Actually, I remember very well. The only time Manchester United competed under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think they finished 15 points behind
Manchester City.
Manchester City. So you cannot actually call that a competition. It's just like what we have had this season.
And they lost in the Europa League final.
Arsenal actually didn't compete. This season they were not competing. They were there.
Arsenal finished second.
Yes, that's why I said they were not competing.
We cannot
be trailing the champions by 15 points, by 18 points at the end of the season, and tell me you are competing.
If you finish second at the end of the day, that's what we know.
You are not competing.
Yes, but we'll answer that question. Let's get to taking calls and messages. 0913-655-6952. That's the number to call. 0913-655-6952. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. Should Arsenal sack Mikel Arteta after another trophyless season that Arsenal is going to? And what do you think about Coach Tunde Sani? He's qualified Kwara United to the semi-final of the Federations Cup. This is record breaking for us in Kwara, but he has failed to meet the objective, and the objective is to get Kwara United to the continent. Some will say he's still on his way to getting Kwara United to the continent via the league position, via the continental position, because if they win, they will go and play the Confederations Cup. But some have said the objective is to get there via the league position, which he has not done. Would you sack him or let him remain come end of the season? 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. Let's talk about Xabi Alonso and his move to Real Madrid. Some say this is not a good time to move to Real Madrid. That what Carlo Ancelotti cannot put together. Are you so sure you can manage Jude Bellingham? You can manage Kylian Mbappe. You can manage Vinicius Junior. You can manage Rodrigo. Bring all of them together and still be playing football. Because if you keep one of them on the bench, we know there will be a problem at Real Madrid. But you know what? Let's see if we're lucky with this call this time around. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Babaloma.
You're calling from Babaloma. You didn't tell me your name.
My name is Sokakoma.
Okay, quickly. Let's have your contribution.
My contribution is they cannot sack Arteta. Arteta just started this work. So, and you can see that as time goes on, but let Arteta buy striker. A striker. If you can get striker and get supporting midfielder like that. So I hope Arsenal will take something.
Thank you very much. He says they cannot sack Mikel Arteta, that he just started after 5 or 6 and a half years.
If there's one thing I'll agree with him on the fact that Arsenal need more depth in their team. Because if you look at it, it's almost the same side that played.
I'm sorry, I will not let you finish that. I don't think they need squad depth. This season they have depth. Unfortunately,
Raheem Sterling.
No. See, Raheem Sterling was not supposed to be the next person. Raheem Sterling was supposed to be the third.
What
Unfortunately, injuries took away the depth.
Yeah, injury did.
And let's be realistic.
There are still some areas that were lacking in the midfield. You don't have depth.
Wait, guys.
Before the start of the season wasn't there.
No, let's be realistic. Arsenal's depth.
Where?
The number of injuries they had. Mikel Arteta, the last time he was counting those injuries, he mentioned about 9. About 9 players. No team in the world.
It's 7.
No team in the world as
and out of that 7 is like what 3 attackers that are injured.
And that's the problem.
What about Ben White? We literally
that's what I'm saying. Like 3
attackers injured all season.
They're mostly defenders.
Arsenal are short in attack, no doubt about that. they are.
There's
very,
no
very
depth
short
in attack.
No depth.
Is the same three. Is the same three all the time.
Havertz, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, and Trossard. That's just
What of Raheem Sterling? You're leaving out Raheem Sterling.
I'm sorry. He promoted in Nwaneri, who can also play in attack.
God forgive you, but he's a midfielder.
Nwaneri is a midfielder.
He can play in attack. That's what you know.
Lewis Kelly is also a midfielder.
You cannot be going into a season where you be competing in four competition and go there with 5 attackers.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, I'm still on the line.
Okay.
When we are talking of Arsenal players, please don't mention Ryan Stanley. Ryan Stanley is not Arsenal player.
Thank you.
Don't mention Ryan Stanley.
Thank you. No, don't worry. Thank you very much. Next time we say Chelsea Looney.
He's spying on Arsenal from Chelsea.
Chelsea Looney. Let's talk about Xabi Alonso quickly. We think he will be able to handle Real Madrid.
I mean, if there's from my own point of view, I feel like if there's anybody that the team can be able to like understand properly is a young coach. Which is the fact that
so players that feel they cannot listen to Carlo Ancelotti.
That's not what I'm saying.
We listen to Xabi Alonso.
That is not what I'm saying.
It's not about listening to Carlo Ancelotti. If you look at
it's about being free with the fact that he's a young guy. It might be.
Carlo Ancelotti is not free.
I think if you look at Madrid, this season,
that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. You know what? Have your flow.
No, don't worry. Speak. Don't worry.
If you look at Madrid this season, a whole lot of Madrid fans will tell you that what's the gameplay when Madrid actually goes out to play a match. If you look at it, they'll tell you they don't really understand what Madrid wants to do. Is it all ball to the flanks or all ball? Most Madrid fans don't even understand what Carlo Ancelotti wants this team to do. It's just
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Your name or where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Daniel calling from Ilorin.
Daniel, good evening.
Sorry, calling from Akure. I'm sorry. All right. Now, this is it. Do you understand? There is no big team. Not even a Yimba or Baba. Not even a Yimba or Baba. We have a head coach for 5 seasons without winning any trophy, and the head coach will remain. The only warriors are the first chance that they should have Ogumbo after 2 seasons. Do you understand? Arteta is just as a Wenger Roma.
Even at Wenger won,
he was finishing in top 4 for 15 seasons. To a point in time, he said top 4 is even like a trophy. Arteta came on board now. He's making everybody to believe that finishing runners up is like a trophy. He lost to Barcelona, and the only thing he said is that the best team lost out.
To PSG.
I don't know. Maybe Inter Milan or PSG are not the better team. Do you understand? Arteta will continue to. The FA Cup he won was the team he inherited. He has not won anything with the team he built himself. Arteta was the one who met this striker, Abu Mayang. He was the one that met Lacazette. He sold them. There is no excuse. Instead of Arteta. I mean, getting a striker in the summer. He said he preferred Calafiori. The back line that considered lesser go last season. He still went ahead to strengthen the back line. Could you believe that I'm a Chelsea fan? With the bad season Chelsea had this season, you know that myself and Arsenal have won the same number of Premier League matches. 18. Go and check the Premier League table. Arteta has won 18 Premier League matches. Maresca has won 18 Premier League matches.
Even Pep, who is having a terrible season, have won 19.
18. What do you say?
Pep, who is having a terrible season, have won 19.
Yes.
So you think Arteta should be sacked?
To me, I think he should go.
Thank you very much.
There is no serious. Even the Salzburg, the PSV, they will not have a head coach for 5 seasons without winning a trophy, and they are allowed to stay. It's just a most of. Look at Manchester United. The former coach won trophy, Mourinho won trophy, Van Gaal won trophy. The last guy that won trophy. This guy is about to win trophy. If this guy that wants to win, if he eventually win this trophy this season, and he fails to win anything, they will sack him. That is the mentality of a big team. It's not about finishing top 4. No, if Manchester United or Tottenham could eventually win a trophy this season, they are a better team than Arsenal.
Thank you very much.
By all standards, even Newcastle. For the past 3 seasons now, Newcastle is about to finish in top 4. There was not them that Eddie Howe is not doing a good job. Do you understand? So Arteta will just make you feel like, see, if I'm not here, you won't be able to get it top 4. It's a lie. He's just as a Wenger Pro Max. His time is just passed away with. He cannot win them anything. Klopp came in. The people were shouting that it was because, what was it called? If not for Man City, they would have won it 2 straight. Klopp came in again. He won it. Was it
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You make all Arsenal fans to believe that, hey, I'm your messiah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. A Chelsea fan. Who they tun kala fan of Arsenal? 0913 655 6952. 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. Do you think Arsenal should sack Mikel Arteta after another trophyless season?
One thing I'll just say is Mikel Arteta is just a victim of his own success actually at Arsenal, because he's the one that brought Arsenal to this level where they are competing for.
There are some you know I've been calm today. I've been calm. There are some things I do not agree to. That he brought Arsenal, whatever you're saying it, no. Nobody was saying this about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let's be realistic. Arsenal would have not. With what happened? Wait, let me finish. With what happened under Emery, Arsenal will start still getting another manager, and Arsenal will have still been competing. Manchester United change managers every season, and they are competing. Let's see if we are lucky with this one. Okay, if you can, please call back. And they are in the final of the Europa League, and might win it.
Next season, let me tell you this: if next season Manchester United are in the either of Conference League or
no, they will be in the Champions League.
No, I'm just saying, and at that time, they are in the final, and they are still 15th or 16th. The coach will get sacked.
Yes,
definitely.
Why?
Yes, that's because it's Manchester United.
It's Manchester United.
Because you cannot finish 15th. That is the highest of disgrace that you do not expect.
Because it's Manchester United.
Even the only excuse that you can have.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening. Yemi and the clip.
Good evening to you. Who are we speaking with?
This is Mayor from Beijing.
Mayor, quickly, let's have your contribution.
Well, the last caller have explained it for me. I think Arteta has given his best to Arsenal. They should just let him go because he cannot give more than he has given within 5 years. So there is no excuse. He doesn't have striker. Is he not the coach of the team? He knows what he wants. Why doesn't inside striker? At January, they say they want Watkins at the end of the month. Who does that? And you say you want to compete. They have been complaining that the match that they played recently, that Partey did not play first half. What happened the second match that Partey played?
He was not on his best. He's rusty.
He was not on the best. They have been complaining that Pep Guardiola did not allow them to win trophies for how many seasons. He wasn't in his best this season yet. Liverpool come at the back and won the trophy. Who does that? For me, he has done his best for Arteta, for Arsenal. They should just let the guy go. Maybe he should go to mid club like Brentford and Fulham. Maybe he can win trophy for them.
Thank you very much, Mayor from Beijing. Is it a question of Mikel Arteta has gotten Arsenal to this length, like we see about Solskjaer, and he cannot just cross the line? Do you get that feeling as a fan?
Solskjaer actually didn't get Manchester United to any level because before he was appointed.
No, let's leave Solskjaer. Let's look at Arteta. Is it a question of you cannot just get them to cross that line?
That's not the case, because we have actually discussed this before we started taking calls. We said at the time Arteta was literally begging for more legs, for additional bodies.
He
didn't get it this season. He was doing it. He didn't get it. Should he have gone to the market himself and signed player? What I'm actually saying is,
look at Eddie Howe this season. Eddie Howe took it upon himself and won the Carabao Cup. If you have that kind of pressure that you are under, I'm sorry, Carabao Cup is what I think is within Arsenal's reach. And you know what that takes? It takes a whole lot of pressure away from the players, from you, the coach, from the club. I'll take an example, as in Wenger. 9 years, Arsenal were rebuilding, paying debt, academic players, Jack Wilshere, giving them trophies. That's why I'm always less critical about him. If you know that 9 years he went through with Arsenal, they repaid the Emirates Stadium fee and they started signing. His first investment was bringing Mesut Ozil. What do you think an experienced coach like Wenger did? Did he fight for the Premier League? No. He went straight for the FA Cup. He delivered that. The following season, he brought in Sanchez. What did he do again? FA Cup. And after everything, Arsenal fans celebrated that trophy, the first trophy in 9 years. We knew the celebration that even went on, even in Nigeria. So what I'm saying to Mikel Arteta is, don't be another what's this called, Mauricio Pochettino.
I mean, you know what I think.
Just give us one trophy.
You know what I think. Even if I was if I have the opportunity to be one of the deciders at Arsenal, I would not have, expended a whole lot of money like that, and my coach at the end of the day come back with just a Carabao Cup off and finish in 8th position. I will not allow that. At Arsenal, I will not allow it. So it is okay.
No. Let's get this straight. It seems you are judging this, but you know what? Let's take the course. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Sean from Stormy.
Sean, quickly. Our time is fast spent. Let's have your contribution.
So, Arsenal should not start Arteta. They should just leave him because it is very hard for new coach to come and pick up. It is just in science and maybe they want to scatter everything and rebuild. So it can now catapult Arsenal to a very low level that even Brentford will come and beat them home and away. So they should just leave the work. They should. Arteta will still win everything for them. They should leave the man.
He said, "Be patient with him." That's show. Be patient with him. Arteta will still win a whole lot of things for you. Good evening. How are you doing? I'm Ola from Police Road. Ola says, police from police department. Arsenal sacking Arteta cannot solve the problem on ground. We should just give him last chance and also more money to sign next season. With that, I hope something good will come up. That's Ola from Police Road. Don't sack him. Give him more money and hope something good will come. We say big amen to that for the Arsenal fan. Quickly, Sturaro, you want to add something? We need to go.
So I was saying that if you look at the progression at Arsenal in the Champions League this season, at the end of the day, I think they got about 90 point something million pounds. Even if you win the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, no way you are going to get an amount like that to invest against next season. So the people at the end of affairs, they will think about what they have spent, what they are getting in return, and how much they will invest. That
our last caller. Good evening. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
This is Daniel calling back from Accra.
Daniel.
This patience was the main reason Arsene Wenger never come to the country for Arsenal. You know, they only make it believe that if you go, we start from ground zero. If Arsenal, any coach coming to Arsenal believe that is a grant that they will give you enough time, all the time you have in this world. That's the mentality. Any coach coming into Arsenal, he believes that from the history, they are always patient with managers. And that's what I thought. 7 seasons now. Next season will be the season of Guardiola. That's it. Everybody knows that Guardiola is coming back terribly next season. And as he will give up, probably he become a runner-up with 90-something points it's because of Guardiola. There is no time. There is no time at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Else will become another hurricane.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for your contribution all the way from Akure. Our time is really fast spent. We actually need to go. But quickly, just a quick response to Sturaro. Well, if I'm an investor at Arsenal, except from the fans go crazy about winning trophies, guys. When you look at it, yes, the Carabao Cup might not be giving you that money, but the fans who also take about 30 or 40% of your income, this is what they want. This is what they owe. And that's why I'm always very critical about Arsenal's fan base and the mentality of the fan base.
So you think
the fan
will be happy to have a Carabao Cup and go next
season
to watch
there are two things I want to correct. In the top clubs in the world, the fan base at this stage will increase their demand and change that. And I think probably that's an Arsenal mentality. You're asked to win the Carabao Cup does not mean you finished 8th. You can win the Carabao Cup.
But that's the basis of your question, because everyone has been saying that if Chelsea